Welcome to Guide to IELTS. A question I'm often asked regarding IELTS speaking is, what do I do if I don't know the answer? What do I do if I don't know anything about what is asked? Can I say, I don't know? Well, you can say, I don't know, and you can say, I don't do something, but you can't stop here. There's a style of saying, I don't know and I don't do this. Add some information after this. For example, you can say why you don't know anything about it. If somebody asked me about history, I could say I don't know much about it because it's not a subject I'm interested in. Even in school, I never liked the subject. I found it extremely boring. So even though I don't like it, even though I'm saying I don't know much about it, I'm still saying stuff. Another way of adding information is explain what little you know. For example, if I'm asked, what kind of computer games do people play in your country? Now the question is asking for the type of games, and maybe I don't know much about the different game types. For example, if I just know of this one game called PUBG and nothing else, what do? Do I just name one game and stop at it? That's not a very good answer. So what I'll do instead is I'll begin by saying I don't know much. So, truth be told, I don't know much about computer games. I find them a complete waste of time. But I do know youngsters like playing some fighting games. There's this game called PUBG which has been in news quite a bit. So I just know of a little something that I read in news and I'm just talking about it. Another way of adding information is, after saying I don't know, I talk about a person I know who knows about this thing. For example, if I'm asked, how often do you read books? My answer could be, I'm afraid I don't read books at all. I find them very boring. Actually, in my house, my sister is the only one who's really into books. She's quite a bookworm, actually. I, on the other hand, I'd rather watch a movie or catch the latest episode of a TV show. Another tip, you could say no and then tell how not knowing has impacted your life. If my question is, what are the benefits of using social media? And if I don't use social media and don't know much about it, I could say, in all honesty, I have no first-hand experience of this. I'm not on social media at all. Actually, sometimes now I feel that even though I may be saving time because I'm not on any social networking site, I'm missing out on stuff because most of my friends and known ones these days interact through social media only. Bottom line, add some more information. Just don't stop at saying you don't know anything about something. Also, there are certain beginners which work wonders when you're trying to convey that you don't know about something. These phrases you usually use when you're trying to convey that you know this is something that ideally you should know about, but you don't. Some of these phrases are honestly speaking, to be honest, in all honesty, frankly speaking, truth be told, I'm afraid. I'm afraid, by the way, has nothing to do with being afraid or being frightened. It's just a way of being a little apologetic while you're saying no. So I could say, I'm afraid I don't read at all. Or I could even use this phrase if maybe a friend invites me to her birthday and I say, I'm afraid I can't come to your birthday. Anyway, when answering questions followed by these beginners, I could say something like, honestly speaking, I don't know much about it, but I guess, and then continue with what little I do know. Some other such phrases are, as far as I know, to the best of my knowledge. My knowledge of this is rather limited because, and now I'll give reason of why I don't know much about it. So I could say my knowledge of this is rather limited because I've never been interested in this, and then I haven't really had much exposure of the subject either. A couple of other such examples. If the question I'm asked is, why do people write online reviews? My answer could be, I actually don't have any first-hand knowledge of it, but I think maybe it's because people think they are helping others. In all honesty, I'm not too much into writing online reviews because I've never gotten used to doing so. If the question is, how do you think technology will impact education in the next few decades? Answer. Well, to be honest, I'm not too tech savvy and my knowledge of this subject is rather limited. But having seen online classes and the use of YouTube, etc. in recent times, I guess imparting education will become more and more dependent on internet and gadgets in the coming years. Another example, what kind of emails do you receive about your work or study? Actually, I don't receive very many emails. Most of my work is done via phone calls or WhatsApp. I mean, I do get some emails sometimes, but most of it is spam. So as a result, I don't usually check my emails either. I only use my email ID if I have to sign up for something, Facebook or Instagram. That's it for now. If you have any queries, leave them in the comments below and we'll answer them. All the very best.